Thank you, Hafsa, and welcome, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, to the scene of many crimes. It's not quite a pit of snakes, that would be a bit ungracious, especially as they've given us this beautiful room, entirely free of charge, but it's definitely the scene of many crimes, and one of those crimes you're going to talk about this evening, the crime against Libya, that was committed by Nato, and our current Prime Minister, David Cameron, was in the vanguard of that crime. We will all have our views about what was the government of Libya before the NATO intervention. Some of those may be different views, but one thing we can all agree on, and that is that the NATO intervention has made any problems that existed in Libya very much worse. In fact, they have effectively, though hopefully temporarily, destroyed Libya as a country, as a civil society. They have catapulted it back to the worst kind of civil strife, murder, the existence of heavily armed militias of indeterminate provenance and indeterminate program, slaughtering each other, each claiming to be the government of the state. I'm bewildered at the number of people who approach me for discussions and tell me that they're representing the government of Libya, but they're all representing a different government of Libya. And I'm not much wiser by the end of their discourse than I was at the beginning of exactly who they are and what they want. So I cannot stay for most of your meeting because I have other duties, but I did book this room, and so I'm responsible for it and for your good conduct, I have no doubt, in the course of the meeting. The situation that exists across the region is dismal, miserable. The Sisi military junta, the continuing slaughter in Syria and Iraq, the burgeoning of so-called ISIS, obscurantist fanatics, cutting each other's heads off and eating each other's hearts, declaring, I see that in Derna they declared they were a part of this so-called caliphate, pledging their allegiance to someone they've never met, don't know nothing about, hailing him as a caliph. Boko Haram have just murdered thousands of people in Nigeria, and they intend to declare the Borno province of Nigeria a part of this caliphate. They're going for what's called the oil spill strategy of declaring wherever they can parts of the caliphate and hoping that they will all join up together. God help us if they ever succeed in this, because it's already abundantly clear that whatever problems exist with pre-existing political and ideological formations, the caliphate of Baghdadi is not the answer, and the militias of Libya are not the answer to Libya's problems either. I don't know Libya all that well now. It's been some time since I was able to be there. I didn't know it all that well before. I never met Gaddafi, I never met any of his family. So I'm not here as a supporter of Gaddafi, even though I'm booking this room, and many of you are, I think, supporters of Gaddafi. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the future and saving Libya as a state, as a country, as a society, saving it from the pit of this monstrous Frankenstein monster that has been created as long ago as the 1980s in Afghanistan, and which has grown and grown. I once asked Prime Minister Cameron in Parliament if he had read Frankenstein, the novel by Mary Shelley, and if he had he read it right to the end? Because if you read it right to the end, you realize why it's called a monster. Because once you've built it, you're no longer able to control it. So Hafsa, thanks for the opportunity to say just a few words. I wish you well in the meeting. I'll be on call if there are any problems, and I'll dash back in order to rescue you if there are any difficulties, but I'm hoping that there won't be.
We've also count on the controls.
I'm sure. Thank you very much, Nato.
Thank you.